And welcome to Nelson Fawlkowsky, who is with the Regina Eastview Rotary Club. Now, you are on a committee, Nelson.
Yes,
and what committee is that?
Community Services.
Community Services. So what do you do with the Community Services Committee? Tell me about that.
Well, we are primarily, of course, following our motto, which is service above self.
Right.
And we're always looking for projects, hands-on projects, as well as programs that we can make a financial contribution to or actually go do some physical work. Okay. So we're always looking then for projects, etc.
So if someone has a project and they think, well, maybe we should get a hold of the Rotary Club and ask them, you know, if they'll be interested. Now, are you always looking for members as well?
Oh, well, of course, always looking for members. In our particular case, of course, there are 5 Rotary Clubs in Regina, and we're the Eastview Rotary Club. So yes, certainly, they're always welcome.
So how many members do you have approximately within your own group?
Probably about 65. It fluctuates, but around 65.
And when do you meet?
We meet Thursdays at noon.
Okay. And do you have a place that you usually meet?
Yes, always at the Delta Hotel.
Okay.
12 o'clock.
All right, so 12 o'clock at the Delta Hotel. So if someone were interested in becoming a Rotarian, of course we're all familiar with the Rotary Carol Festival and with many of the works of the Rotary Club. We have a park here in town, of course, as well. And I know you do many other things in, say, a less obvious way, you know. So could you, you know, if we had a group that was interested or had some sort of a project or some sort of, we're saying, I wish we could get a sponsor or someone to come and help us, then we would contact you, would we?
Well, certainly any Rotarian, and in this particular case with the Regina Eastview Club. And of course, it's hard to say, of course, we're not in the telephone book, so it's kind of, you have to know someone. To become a member or to become involved in a project, you have to kind of get to know a member.
Okay. Now, you are right now going to have a Valentine's Gala as a fundraiser, and when is it? What, of course, it's going to be on Friday, February the 12th.
That's right.
Now, what's going to be happening there?
Oh, this is a wonderful evening. This is our 4th annual Valentine's Gala, and we always have it around February the 14th. It's on February the 12th, Friday of next week. It's at St. Mary's Hall at 2020 Winnipeg Street, which is very close to the corner of Victoria Avenue and Winnipeg Street there. Wonderful place for a function like this. The food is excellent. We have a silent auction, very, very brief speaking, perhaps about mental health type of thing that we are associated with now on this gala night. Then we're having some entertainment, and it's the Mitchell Brothers. And the Mitchell Brothers, of course, the name that might be familiar is Ken Mitchell, the writer. He is one of the 3 brothers that perform with, in this particular case, cowboy poetry. And it's a little bit in a humorous vein, so we're really looking forward to that. They're supposed to be very, very good. And the tickets are $35. Okay.
Well, Ken and I come from the same part of the country, so I do know him. Yes, but and that's a great evening that is planned for everyone. And again, as you briefly mentioned, the proceeds are going to be going to the Canadian Mental Health Association?
Yes, that is correct.
And is that the Regina branch, or is that Canadian Mental Health in total?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, it's the Canadian Mental Health Association, the Regina branch.
Okay. All right. And when we're talking about the Regina branch of the Canadian Mental Health, they call it their club. Okay, do you want to can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, perhaps not in that very specific, the club.
Okay.
However, the project itself that we are associated with is, you're probably familiar with the building on the corner of Elbert Street and 11th Avenue.
Yes.
And we became involved in that particular group a couple of years ago. It started with a hands-on project where we heard they needed some volunteers just doing some painting. And we soon realized that really there was so much more that could be done that the staff wanted to have done. And so now this is our 4th annual gala now, and the proceeds then go towards that. For example, this year they're in desperate need, and much of the work is in progress right now. The kitchen, the canteen have to be updated, the common room has to be renovated, updated, new windows, new doors are needed, computer library would be much appreciated. So like there's no end to their wish list, but we have committed ourselves to do as much as we possibly can to take and help them in renovating, updating this 1954 building that is there.
Right, so if there is someone out there who would like to do some volunteering and help you out, even if it's just for this project, would you welcome their assistance?
Oh, well, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And so again, they would call the number that they're going to see in a little bit, which is 755 1362, correct? Or 1770?
775-1362, and Ellen will take your call.
I've got the wrong number here, that's
Right.
why. Sorry about that. That's a good thing you've got
No
the right
problem,
number,
yes.
and you brought it with you. Okay, so again, the proceeds for this gala, which we're talking about today, are going to go to the Regina branch of the Canadian Mental Health
That's right.
Association. All right.
Yes.
And what made you choose that? Because you said that this was probably the third or the fourth year that you've been involved
right.
with them, because you do choose different charities at certain times.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. In bygone years, we've often had small programs that we've been involved with, and we've often looked for something that would kind of have some continuity to it. And when we heard, as I had said earlier, that you know, they needed work there, we thought this might be just the ideal thing, and it's been most rewarding for us who have already been involved in it.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. Nelson Fawlkowsky, it's been great. And please stay tuned. We're going to be back in just a minute.